Hey everyone, it's BigSmoons with a Platinum Review, where I talk about the games that I have the Platinum Trophy, or 100% on, and what it took to get there. I also review the games based on the amount of fun I had. Welcome to the Apocalypse. The Horsemen have been summoned, and humanity is ending. Here comes the end of days in this hack-and-slash action-adventure game, The Legend of Zelda: God of War. Let's get started. Darksiders was developed by THQ and released in 2010. For the purpose of this video, I played the Warmastered edition that released in 2016 on the PlayStation 4. It is the first in the Darksiders series and follows the journey of War after jump-starting the apocalypse. War arrives on Earth, ready to fight angels and demons alike to start the end times. You soon learn that the 7 seals were not actually broken, and War was summoned prematurely, and the Council blames War, punishing him. The Council strips War of his powers and imprisons him for 100 years. War asks to prove his innocence, and the Council will allow it if he allows the Watcher to bind to him and travel with him. The Watcher here is voiced by Mark Hamill, and gives heavy animated Joker vibes. I love it. But now, War is off to make his case by striking down those responsible for starting the apocalypse. Along the way, you'll meet a whole cast of interesting characters.
Long enough for the last of the mouth breathers to die off.
The lore of the world of Darksiders is interesting. You have the old ones, angels and demons, and the idea of the Charred Council keeping balance until the 7 seals are broken. There are characters newly designed for the game, as well as some named angels and demons from religions sprinkled in. War will dismantle them in glorious fashion through the use of his Chaos Eater sword.
Then I'll make this quick.
The game plays out similarly to most hack-and-slash games. You enter an area and destroy everything in your path. Where Darksiders differs is in the dungeon design. There's a map, and an item to show you where all the chests are. You unlock secondary items that you'll use to complete the dungeon and fight the boss. Then you use those secondary items to obtain items from backtracking. That's right, Darksiders takes inspiration from the Legend of Zelda games. If you've never played any of those Nintendo titles and don't have access to them, Darksiders does offer a similar experience in terms of gameplay mechanics. It's different enough to not feel like a ripoff though. Since the enemies are demons and angels, the boss battles feel particularly epic in scale, from a giant bat to a spider-like creature. I give Darksiders the Warmastered edition an 8 out of 10 for fun. I had a blast running through the game and taking down all the celestial enemies. The main weapons are cool and War is a great character, even if he is a bit dramatic. Mark Hamill does an incredible job as the Watcher, and the story ends in such a way that I was dying for a sequel to continue the story that has still not come. Darksiders 2 and 3 take place at the same time as the first one, and the spin-off Genesis is a prequel. All those stories together could make for an epic conclusion with all 4 horsemen in a Darksiders 4. Let's talk trophies. There are 43 trophies up for grabs. The game only requires 1 playthrough, but you do have to complete it on the hardest difficulty, which is called Apocalyptic. Most will unlock from just beating the game on the hardest difficulty. These include unlocking all the secondary items and beating all the bosses. There are 2 more that will almost definitely unlock. 1 for killing 666 demons, and 1 for spilling 3,000 gallons of blood. Just playing through and killing things along the way should unlock this. 1 more is very easy as long as you're opening all the treasure chests you encounter. After 150, a trophy will pop. You should start saving up souls from the beginning. You must purchase a scythe as well as max one out. There are 2 options, but the experience does not carry over, so save up 5,000 souls and buy the harvester as soon as possible. Also, right at the start is an easily missable trophy. You must grab a car and hit a helicopter with it during the opening segment. Fortunately, if you miss this, it's a short restart to get back there. Another portion of the trophies comes from collectibles. You're going to want to be doing this anyway as it makes the game easier. This includes more life cores and wrath cores. This also includes the pieces of the best armor in the game, all the powers, and all the artifacts. I suggest you follow a guide to pick these up as you go along. There are also a few grindy trophies. You will have to ride your horse around for 100 miles. After all, you are one of the horsemen of the apocalypse. But you don't have to spend all this time just running around in a circle, as you also need to kill 150 demons from horseback. You will also need to max out all your weapons levels by using them. You need to kill 5 bats in the air without touching the ground. Find a large group of bats, jump up and grab one, then keep grabbing them without touching the ground. Kill 10 enemies with 1 Blade Geyser strike. Just get around a group of small enemies and use this skill to pop the trophy. To round off the trophies, you need to do some easily missable miscellaneous tasks. Make sure as you're playing through that you're killing enemies with environmental objects. The best thing for this is smashing one-hit enemies with a car. There's a part where you'll meet up with a large character named Ulthane. A scoreboard will pop up, and you have to kill more enemies than him. Make sure to save before this. The most annoying trophy requires you to kill 160 enemies during a flight level. This will probably take several tries. Just make sure that you save beforehand. The game will autosave afterward and lock you out of the trophy if you don't have a save prior. The original Darksiders was such a blast to play through, and as war gets stronger, you feel more powerful while taking on hordes of enemies. Apocalyptic difficulty isn't too hard other than a few parts. Take care not to miss the missable trophies, and I recommend you get that platinum.
Do it! Tear out her heart while she still lives. I want to hear her scream.
Thanks for watching, everyone. More videos are coming just as soon as I can make them. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. And as always, be good to yourself.